Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So it appears that Mr. Soper, aka the Angry Vet, aka the Eternal Loser, lost his appeal on the conviction he had for wiretapping in the VA. He was charged under Maryland state law. He was one of these people. I don't know how many times I have to explain it, but there is such a thing as concurrent jurisdiction or exclusive jurisdiction in federal facilities. You gotta do a little bit of research to know which applies. Mr. Soper apparently didn't believe me. I remember for a while he was crawling through my comment section telling me that I'm dumb and wrong and that he was going to win because I apparently didn't understand the law. Well, apparently the Maryland Court of Appeals agreed with me, and every issue that Mr. Soper raised in his appeal was shot down. Just, you don't understand the law, you have no idea what you're talking about, here's the way it actually works. So I was right, he was wrong, neener, neener, boo, boo. But anyway, what really interested me is apparently the appellate opinion was filed on the 8th, and the same day, 8th of January. And the same day, the 8th of January, 2025 or 2026, he filed a new federal lawsuit against the police officers who arrested him, the court clerk, the judge, blah, 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 right? And I'm just sitting here thinking, what the fuck? Because he alleges, first of all, that the arrest for the one that he's suing for was in 2022, but in the state case that just got, I guess, finalized on appeal, that arrest was February 22nd, 2023. So I'm wondering, I don't see any record of it. I looked online. I don't see any record of an arrest in 2022, but it's under the same fact patterns. Arrested at a VA, 1 year difference. Charges of disorderly conduct, charges of wiretapping, same. He alleges that the charges for misconduct or disorderly conduct were dropped in this 2022 arrest case. They were dropped in the 2023 arrest case. But then he says that the wiretapping charges were overturned on appeal as a matter of law. But I can't find that appeal. But the one appeal that he did have, the charges were, or all of his appeal issues were denied, and the order, the judgment was left intact, and the sentencing was left intact. So I have no, he just made shit up, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, he's going to have a heck of a time if you caught what I did there. He's going to have a heck of a time. Heck v. Humphreys, I think it is. I don't remember the citation. But he's going to have a heck of a time in federal court with this new lawsuit, assuming it's a lawsuit over the conviction that he had that was upheld on appeal and not this other mysterious case that was overturned on appeal that I can't find, that there's no record of. But he's going to have a heck of a time. Not only does he have an issue with Heck, but he also has an issue with Bivens. He's suing the federal law enforcement officers who, I guess, arrested him. Bivens is very disfavored. Courts are highly discouraged from expanding Bivens from the original Bivens versus 6 unidentified agents, whatever case. So he's going to have a real hard time with that. He's also going to have a hard time because all they needed was probable cause, and there's a conviction that was sustained on appeal, affirmed on appeal, whatever. He sued the court clerk. I mean, we saw this. Springer tried this, suing the judge, suing the clerks. I mean, immunity is going to apply. I mean, it's just nonsense. It's just all nonsense. I have no idea what drives these people to file these nonsense things. Like if Soper had a case, he'd be able to get an attorney to represent him on a contingency basis if he had a case. If you guys remember all the way back to Leon Valley, the people who were unlawfully detained in Leon Valley had a case, and they had an attorney, and they got a settlement. It's just amazing what happens if you actually have a case. Now, of course, Soper and DeCastro are they're way smarter than any attorney, right? I mean, just because attorneys can pretty accurately predict what's going to happen in their cases, just because attorneys like, you know what, I'm not going to take this on contingency because, Anyway, so, once again, John's right, and the pro per litigant auditard is wrong. God, what a fucking clown show that dude is. Anyway, on slightly different news, I am amused to all hell. You know you're over the target when you're catching flack from all sides. And on my video yesterday, I was simultaneously accused by one commenter of having Trump derangement syndrome and by another commenter on being a magatard. I fucking love it. And just so everybody is clear, to repeat myself as I have ad nauseum, I don't believe in people. I don't follow people. I don't just give over my decision-making processes, my opinion-forming processes to people. I'm not like, I believe this person, I'm always going to believe this person, I am this person's fan. I can look at a person and say, I agree with this, I don't agree with this. The person's right about this, the person's wrong about this. For example, I don't like Randy, but I'm like, Randy's doing better than this boutique attorney. It's not because I like Randy. It's not because I believe in Randy. It's not because Randy can do no wrong. It's because in this particular evaluation of this particular thing, Randy's right. And so I got to be like, Randy, you're right on this one. Not because I like him, not because I believe in him, but because he's actually right. My opinion on Trump is not some random TDS thing. I don't even know why I have to explain it. I really don't. But it is looking at a consistent pattern of doing retarded shit. Yes, I voted for him the first time. I think I voted for him the second time with a lot of hesitation, with a lot of misgiving. I was on board. I thought Trump, he was saying all the right things the first time. The second time I was jaded. I'm like, well, I'll give you a shot. The third time, I'm like, no. For a lot of reasons. I didn't vote for anybody this most recent presidential election because, again, I'm not saying that Springer's right about everything, but years ago, Springer was saying, voting's retarded, you're not going to, it's a shell game. You're not going to win. And I was like, Springer, you're dumb and wrong. Well, guess what? Springer was right. I was wrong about that issue, about that specific issue. I'm not chugging Springer's cock by any stretch of the imagination. He's wrong about more shit than he's right about. But sometimes, even a blind squirrel gets a nut. A broken clock is right twice a day. It's a long-winded way of saying, But there's people out there who I'm pro-Trump no matter what. Trump's right. And I'm like, you're retarded. You're retarded. Like, if you can't look at what Trump... The conversation went like, it was the demon rats who actually were trying to suppress it. Biden could have brought anything out, blah, blah, blah. Well, he didn't, right? Congratulations, he didn't. So Biden was fucking wrong, right? But that doesn't excuse Trump, because Trump has been also trying to suppress the release of the Epstein files. He was circling the wagons with all the congressmen and the senators trying to get them to say, no, don't release it. His DOJ, with his appointed Pam Bondi, went out of their way. Who was that? Bongino and the FBI were actively working to redact everything. Blah, blah, blah. Like, Trump has gone out of his way to suppress the release. So saying that the Democrats did it doesn't excuse Trump from doing it. Both sides can be wrong. This isn't a Democrats are better than Republicans. You're fucked either way. You're fucked coming and you're fucked going. You know, the only thing worse than a Republican is a Democrat. And that's true. Not to say the Republicans are good. They're terrible. Democrats are just a little bit worse. Anyway, enjoy your team shit sandwich or hot turd. You know, you get to eat the flavor of poop you want. As for me, I'm going to call them both pieces of shit. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.